The small town of Havenwood, Oregon, lay tucked between dense forests and jagged mountains. Most people who lived there were quiet folk, used to the wind whispering through the pines and the occasional howl of a lone wolf. But one forest at the edge of town was. Different locals called it the Whispering Forest, and everyone avoided it after sunset. They said the trees weren't ordinary. At night, they spoke, and whoever ignored their whispers never returned. It was late October when Ethan Carter, 16, grew tired of the warnings. A curious boy with a love for adventure wanted proof. That night, he packed a small backpack, a flashlight, his father's old pocket knife, a notebook, and some snacks. He stepped out quietly, careful not to wake his parents. The forest seemed alive even before he entered. The wind stilled, and a chill ran down his spine. He hesitated, looking at the towering pines whose tips disappeared into the darkness. Used the wind. Just stories, he whispered to himself. As he stepped in, the ground seemed softer, almost like the forest was welcoming him. But soon, an eerie silence fell. No birds, no rustling leaves, only the sound of his heartbeat. Then came a faint whisper. "Ethan, why are you here?" He froze. The voice was soft, almost childlike, but it carried weight. He shined his flashlight around. Shadows danced between the trees. There was no one there. He laughed nervously. "It's just the wind," he said, forcing a smile. But the whisper came again, louder this time. And then he saw them faces forming in the bark of the trees. They were his memories, twisted and alive. One tree's bark morphed into his mother's face, scolding him for a lie he told years ago. Another whispered the memory of leaving his dog behind during a camping trip. Each tree revealed a secret, a fear, a regret. Ethan's knees shook. He realized this. Forest fed on memories, on fear. Every step he took, the forest seemed to grow, branches twisting like claws, roots shifting like snakes. The air was thick, almost suffocating. His flashlight flickered, casting long, moving shadows. Hours or maybe minutes. Time seemed meaningless. Then he noticed a faint glow deeper inside the forest. Golden light glimmered through the dark canopy. Hope surged through him. He ran toward it, heart pounding. The source was an ancient tree, far older and taller than the rest, its leaves shimmering faintly under the moonlight. Its bark was silver, smooth, almost glowing. As he approached, the whispers turned desperate, almost angry, like the forest didn't want him to leave. The ancient tree's roots shifted, forming a pathway that led him safely out. Ethan ran without looking, back until the forest edge opened, to the familiar view of Havenwood. But even as he gasped for air, he noticed something strange. His shadow didn't move quite right. It lingered, twisting subtly, almost as if it had been left behind in the forest. That night, when the wind rustled through the pines, he thought he heard a whisper. "Ethan, we are still here." Days turned into weeks, but Ethan couldn't shake the feeling that part of the forest had followed him home. In mirrors, in the corners of his eyes, he saw faint shadows moving unnaturally, and every night the whispers returned, reminding him that the whispering forest never truly lets anyone go. Ending suspense. Somewhere deep in Havenwood, a shadow of the forest waits patient, alive, and hungry for the next curious soul, brave enough to enter its dark embrace.